Hi everyone! In this video, we will evaluate functions. Find f of -2 given the function f of x equals x squared minus 6x minus 10. A function is very similar to a simple equation that we've done before. The only difference is as we've replaced the y equals for an equation with the terminology f of x. That just means that it is indeed a function, and the definition of a function means that every x has exactly one y. So it's just telling us in advance that for this equation, every x has exactly one y, and it follows the definition of a function. The benefit is that it tells us the variable that we're using inside the notation. F meaning function of x, meaning that the input value or the variable we're using is x. And so when we have the notation f of -2, it just means we are replacing the inside of this, whatever's inside that input or variable is going to be replaced with what we are looking for, in this case -2. And we replace it for every single variable, where that variable is. And it is beneficial to go ahead and put parentheses around the variable wherever you find it. This helps indicate all of the exponents, the negatives, and the operations, and it keeps them all clearly defined. So when we are looking for f of -2, we now replace all of the x's with the parentheses to help clearly identify all of the operations with the -2. So where that x occurs, we now have a -2. And it's squared, again, making sure we have those parentheses. And same here with 6 parentheses -2 minus 10. Now the parentheses in the middle term right here help us know that it's not 6 minus 2, but what those parentheses tell us is that the operation is multiplication. And the first one, with those parentheses, we have the entire -2 being squared. Without those parentheses, it would be -2 squared, and we would keep it as 2 squared, which is 4, and then we would tack on the negative. But where the entire -2 is squared, this is -2 times -2, making it a positive 4. Now on the next one, we have a -6, although some may say it's a -6. And so we can change this to add the opposite, which is -6. And we have -6 times -2. If you're okay without changing the add the opposite, that works as well. So we have a negative times a negative, which is positive, and 6 times 2 is 12. So this is positive 12 or add 12. And we have no operations on the subtract 10. Now we can add from left to right. 4 plus 12 is 16. 16 minus 10 is 6. And some may say we can add and subtract anyway because it's commutative, which is true as long as they're all addition. So we can add the opposite here, making it a -10, and that would work as well. Either way, we end up with the final answer evaluated, this function evaluated at -2, gives us 6. Another benefit of this is that we have f of -2 equals 6. We have notated right here the input and the output so that we can put it in an ordered pair. -2 is the x and 6 is the y. So we have two ways that we can identify the answer here, either as the ordered pair or as the number that we evaluated, which is +6. And we're all done.